Landing. The girl is 12, in blue Catholic school uniform dress. She's looking out the window between floors. She comes to watch birds feed, but today no pigeons. No stale loaves strewn about the chimney. Right now she's bound in meditation of a bare tar roof, speckled with shit, and does not stir as I climb with my vegetable groceries home. To David. You, 3 years ago. Giacometti rubber band legs string out, ankle to knee. Pale, too, from vomit bout. What's life now? It's fun paying for beer, tough. Were we musicians, we wouldn't be so square. Did you expect ugliness to leave? Do you suppose the nets of capital easy to disentangle? Did you like Woody Allen as the front? Do you remember Ross Bernstein? He changed his name to Ross Funicello and plays dynamite guitar for the Dictators. Do you reckon living single much? Do you realize Bloomingdale's has its own traffic? Do you remember Lee on Jerome? Long black hair down to here. Looks like fucking Geronimo on a bicycle delivering laundry. We work for the man. Bad business. Insisting you face the door like Wild Bill Hickok, spotlight off. Best line of the evening. If we walk 2 miles per hour, we'll catch all the lights. Over words. Church step families, Juan Mayday posters. Miro, this dangerous alley. They face total loss playing handball. One search to find calmly mystifies the littlest. Cars coming calle, matched by genius. Everyone's name like hairdos on PS60 wall. More real. Your harmony landing on her melody there. Oh Christ, more angels and they won't stop singing. Awake dog breath and breakfast. Music is the center of what gravitates around your loosened turtleneck breasts. 2. Floating like a plane, you see 42nd Street and 6th Street below from the cold, clear air. When you down, things get complicated like Mein Kampf, where the many, described as one nut, get aggressive. The nth degree of abstraction where monk becomes air. I don't like it in your head when you eat yourself. Let's meet later before death's democracy finds us choked, worm mail, unable to distinguish King Kong from Israel. Honest soul whose outward garment is Afghanistan winter coat suede. I'm no friend to sit hours, nights till cake and satisfied you sleep. Personally, I like sleep, and would with thee rent a compost heap and crucify your ego properly. Do you think life is funny because of mirrors? No. She wants to stretch out a little bit with a black dress down to her calves. A la Genet, we fill our heads with ideas, not beliefs, perchance to kiss ass with unmanageable elegance. Stubborn, I steal your thoughts and fill my body with the feelings of home. That was part 3 there when I turned the page. Number 2 poems, 2 and 4 are Wilkes-Barre, a town in Pennsylvania. The second one is to some photographs by Mark Cohn. Libba and Peach, mates. Peaches, pounds of Sunday, Roman Libba, tall. They room and watch color TV above a pizza parlor, up from things funny, and a fat cat survives there too. Wilkes-Barre's commanding geography retains all clime eagerly. Valleys coal, fowls royal, mighty used gunked Susquehanna 3 times this century of flood. Peaches lefty, nurse work in old folks' home. Libba, friend to what she knows. Railroads, Congressman sots, mafia tractors, whispering place. Fine city, your man sits studying the pornography of winter. Warmth of gray are buildings, public squares death discreet, light smoke joint, plain, full mystery. And with that plink plink, persistent job, her legs live on hills. Bold ownership, these acres, plink plink. Culture, your flowers in our breasts glimmer like popcorn. They are the fascination operas of Billy Graham. I know this life. Empires, Wilkes-Barre, souls, and these paper photographs. Every tree is the tree of life. I'm sitting beneath a tree in Boulder with poet Steve Hamilton. Sky glows night on the street all the way to purple Indiana. A slight rain begins to invade the landscape. Steve connects numerous objects doing a calypso. Life is not terrific. A knock joins us asking about Soho. Our ankles itch. We retreat. Loose is the failure of despair. I toast the beginning of June and the end of vehemence. At Funky Butt's bar, the sound of one conga player. Roberto. It's raining lightly. It's summer, but much colder. Raw Hawaiians in winter coats serve pineapple slice. Saw it, beginning and ending an endless life, rounded by elegies and revolutions. A whole family decides on pizza. The most beautiful returns with a switchblade. Ink trickles like a grant. A whole generation twitching. Who is Roberto? Roberto howls. Yellow meat talk. A lethal toothpick serving words truly new. God's eye flickers behind normal horn rims. His suit likewise, iridescent green-gray. As commissioner of religion, he's an extremely thin Quaker. The one eye enlarging is the ocean. Now he speaks to small people as a child psychologist in studio lofts equipped with sound. He's a doctor in oblivion. He fits like a sheep, his valor grazing a mountain. And I say God's knife doesn't cut. How foolish I've been, how little I know, tired from last night's Librium, affectionate letters, love's design, almighty scrolls writ by moon, 6/1977, bright space, Rome, began in Cuba, mother, radius, song, generally peaceful, lifelike. I cannot say I am profoundly happy, nor ready, nor gone. Quite a revolution today, children. Hit a softball, judge leaky ceiling, stop sink dispute between one frightened, one agreeable, one irrational neighbor. No fights. Fell for skinny black transvestite with no tits. Another pussy on a diet. Me. Your name is a blessing. Your face I search like a great line, unnameable of many voices. Your firm eyes are silence. I see an adobe hut, a Caribbean mist blacking out my humor. I'm sand and drunk. Now I would like to see Pippin. I hover like a slide, impeccably near, never meaningless. Dear words, I love you, and squeeze my arm. New job poems. This is kind of incomplete. I haven't written it yet, but... 1. Actually, their lives are bare. Nature's astonished them. Inspired Meltzer raves. I lost my name. Bright brown, his dog, tugs on a string. 2. I'd rather live with gypsies, rats, and colored people than in city housing. That's philosophy, geography, and history, Morris Fluxgold. I'd rather be dead in Spain. Fanatics, gangsters, bastards. I'm not from Mars, I tell them. They chased me 100 blocks when my parents died. For what? 3. Lutheran Church, neighborhood garden, 9th and A. Anyone caught on these premises will be punished to the fullest extent. This means death. God bless you, and ease the will of the people. 4. Celia Rosenbaum taught high shul, Torah, writing, prophets. It happens that I like music, opera also. I don't think I'm philosophically inclined. I don't believe in myself. Am I peculiar? I have one friend, 550 Grand Street, Mrs. Botwink. I broke a leg in 1948. I thought I wouldn't recuperate. I became nervous. Here are my pills. These rooms are very airy. I must have cross ventilation. I climb the steps of death. Q-tips and flies feed on the sweat. Apartment 14 padlocked. Mendel Solomon's left. Let's see. Birthday songs. Oh, break on through to the other side of the sky, which is earth, 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 this song I rain. Now a suitable language, oh noon. Over the Williamsburg Bridge, a galaxy of Hasidic Jews, drinking Coke, playing pool. Are not mushrooms glad? Oh, whoa, fugue, 1973, 1974, 1975, 1976. Truthy, beauty, I'm scratching my balls, listening to choral fantasy. Self, up, down, power breaks, peanut butter, peanuts, crunchy peanut bars, peanut oil, Allegheny, American, Braniff, Delta, Easton, sideburns, things Yates once said, no static, silver sun masks, blanket matches, FM radio alarm clock, a healthy imagination, subway map, TDF vouchers, opaquing liquid, a taste for rice, many marvelous lives, simple subatomic microscope or scale, a driving naturalness, acorn material, friendly snowshoes, escarole, famous ears, shirts, aluminum foil, cockroach traps, new voids, Jack Lemmon, address book, high-intensity bulb, who present, past, and future sees, poems of Kenji Miyazawa, Pepper, Awak, self. I'm as pretty as Paul, I'm as smart as John, I'm as sublime as Ringo, I can't figure George out. Soul. The word was I in fire particles. I was doused with flesh. Self. I want everyone to be correct. I want to be Truffaut. I'm walking in Union Street, cold without a sweater. I really mean you're in bed, wait up. But I felt this sudden passion and addressed this street. 1963, Giants lose. Disco bats on Mars, go through the park. I'm a monster when socks become rats in my dream. Essence of Big Boulder Dream. I won't charge coffee ice cream sodas. I'd rather develop more film. All readers is all.
Oh, really? Okay. Poem. Why, even the sun was a vassal on that set. What with them young chicks losing they's pantyhose in 5-second spots, and young guys in puffy blouses stepping forward, extending microphones to the colossal concrete thighs, which passion and silver compete for. We hid with guns behind some dramatic dresses, exposing ourselves sporadically to get off a buzzing squirt of vehement joy. But an admiral put it down to us while we were sailing by the pipe, that our hands would lose their shape and hold nothing but African boils. At that point, I was ready to high tide, and at hand I had my parrot and punchy canoe. The ship's doctor strode in chains between the midnight belts, and the white-painted bars of the prisoners murmured the rainforest tune. It went, "Goodbye, love. If only you could ply my body in the tonic deeps, we would be a shrine strewn with our own rubbish and valiant in decency." Veins. Wings, relaxed like a chair full of skirt, mop the sultan's belly, in which run veins of lanolin. Evening's air is malted. Balls swell on subway troughs. The bird seems to be waiting to hatch one enormous egg and then to die in a witch's garage. I dig for change and return a village stare, and my heart stitches on horseshoes for the gallop to the border. I will move and be seen crossing an abundance of sensual maps that deaden like, say, the moon, or questions that eat each other in consummation of a reluctant cruelty and of its brilliance against the street. Audition. River whirls its paint. Denim flaps between your neck and breast, past childish, sordid faces in windows of maritime decay. Our thrills coincide, then don't, and meanwhile your power of attraction begins to sway all the world you pointedly pass over, leaving it, like this sun, masked in lavender and salmon, as cool a look as winter has in memory, once it is an ideal, not an adversary. Me, I vacillate like a needle footlighted behind the ear, where sound organized spontaneously is visible. It is a conceptual neighborhood crowded with degeneration and genius, which can't be left behind, where all hearing reminds of the throat glowing among us all. Poem. It's hurt to swallow all summer, and the children are huge now, dropping from the acoustic steam rays to find their ways to the gutters. They smell somehow like jazz trumpeters, who lost it all in the bottle, and worse, still live. Poem. Mezzanines of nightfall clashing like the blue of your shirt with the blue of her eyes, whose stalls gusts with foam and wreathing, harbinger saxophones immense in pride. So autumn's rule, sheathed despite wrinkles, in woolen dances, merely sod, cleansed by conception, never forsakes its hurricane. It feels indispensable, which is quite all right during a tide without lights, dreaming of alternate preoccupations your richness, courage, or greater mastery would confide to you, by you, there. But you are over-generous. You are equally awake when light reappears, when a simple steam pipe becomes ionic, and you once again abhor murder, pledge love. Playing off. It's May Day afternoon. Beethoven tabs 47, grabs 18, feeds 8, he's MVP. And what of this do I owe to Alfred Brendel? Can I myself open an ingenious boxy hazard and let escape the sigh of a field of pole vaulters, the hum of breeze touching the deft glance as lips move in coquetry upwind? Adieu, my fantasy. The moonlight does not make of me a hero. My favorite shirt catches sleeves on doorknobs and bicycle chains, and I slide upon note and stratagem with only the reactive ear, yearning where genius is clearly rising up from under black forest camouflage, to bathe me with sonorities of an inhuman becoming human, a pallid burnish from its distant bam, lending weakness exhilaration. Dabble. Dabble hours heave all muggy with Miss Subway's sighs. In a mood like California crime, my tippling love swells nightly in tempo abreast liberating nuisance. Scat-voiced bouquets tendered your maternal side by the infantile mob, and you return a kiss, its tactile oval nudge blown as casually as a hit of reefer toward their reddened eyes and myths of doe-like women, squandered musky intent, legs, falling from sprouted whole-grain skies. Not a bedroom scene, more as if on a fender, surrounded by the affronting petals of dog, where the barranca curb hands to the river draft the lilies of storm drains. We overlook this, but not the vaudevillian angst of strays courting invulnerable windows, parroting sleepers' far-gone postures with savant economy, the purest jazz. Sonnet. Snow falls exclusively for the voice to mount its occasion, to rub a name warm with sheen, conducted by powder, and if only speaking can be so charged, an unsought pearl somewhere changes its course, magnetized by an affection in the burrow of churches, where, bells struck like correctly stroked breasts, the slithered treading street is the deep and propulsive, heart-warranting worship meet abandoned at an hour known for lyricism, spent transcendent saxophonist and theming your name. Got two poems left. Venus, for Jim Brodie. Awake, compassionate as only a neurasthenic errant can be, I refresh at the inertia of world, at the retard ice-chunked river, against which I scrupulously prepare this duel that rivals photograph. Only the interrogative better matches universals and formlessness than the sword tipped with evening's planet, displayed for the banquet and funeral, hallelujah, and the color banana of melted hope. The wall curves like flesh, and foreseeable habitudes overlooks how farewells are lit. If one builds with vivid sacrifice bodies up into the skyline, he tastes all the licks and traces, all the dog-peed trails and gutters, through the pantheon cum lavatory in which one's voice makes requiem. This is the last thing I have to read. Sonnet. Ragamuffin is all outdoors, sleeved loose in the booted manner. Me, touted by nimble shortstops? It is enough a cab will pull over. Seemly Chinese lanterns refract from windshield, alone in back, and, unromantically, I divulge compact and scheduled poses of survival, the life of a geisha brought home to all. For stamina is money, surer than fame, the metals that would settle around your clavicles, as if you were terraces, and they had flowered abundantly so that expectations be supported on earth. I'm not going to have a mic anymore.
Out beyond the rational mind lies a radio. So stay tuned. A happy new year. To be followed, oh Igor Stravinsky, your name signed, fanfare for 2 trumpets. Self. Let's take our hats off to the brothers Karamazov. Soul. I'm in a cave. My eyes are walls. Inside is blackness, blackness, blackness. Downtown living space, bold white letters on glass, buzzed in, dentist's office style. Slumlords lunching, butter and pastrami. Key deposit, my chauffeur's license. 174 Delancey, 7R. Avenue B connects to Clinton Street. There's music on Clinton Street. Nonchalant breathes his soft bag. Sniffs in the 4th dimension. 40 cents delicious Puerto Rican knish balls. Espiritual, Scholnick's clothing. I approach my 24th year, drifting where? In a head full of C's on a... Oh, R means rear. Street door lock busted. Garbage can hallway. Interesting square alley. R. Narrow metal steps. Hot water loft bed. Gentle waves break, gain the dark, wish many moments sated. That's not it now. 125th Street. What? Well, I don't know. First snow of the year, 125th Street. First snow of the year, December 3rd, around 3. Magritte-like, white nose fall. Broadway local slows, rising. Passengers notice out as one. This is, I was already down. 2. With province of eye, with strange hand phrase, the steep city's mind. It's too cold and it's filthy and I've holes in my shoes and I'm poor as a church mouse. Because heads twist or mine or few and the weather nothing more. Sleep on fumes, my gloves from gas cap. Fear, if I throw snowballs back, will I get shot? Silly creature earth, what's a sweet kiss to you? I'll pretend it's summer and I'm in Texas, equal to a baffling goodness, not inextricably, not irrevocably. I want you, never be too selfless. It's not all imaginary, nature being a political situation. Smith's University and 13th, corner, affording a beer. Thank you. And